Come on, man. This is driving me insane, dude.
Someone told you the
Twitch
Masters
wasn't
of the
working
Night
with
Wind is a
streams,
tribe of
and now I can't
weirdos?
even see if it's working on YouTube.
Who else is there? I thought I was the only one.
Bro.
Having a favorite animal, or vegetable or fruit, can help us recognize what kind of people we want to become.
Hi, my God, bro. Yeah, this is a first. This literally never happened to me before. I was streaming on Twitch and it just kept like stopping over and over again. And I know it's not the internet because it's working here fine. You know, hopefully, well, we just gotta wait and see. But it was just like stopping from like recording the VOD. Ay. Bro, like right in the middle of like all my like my crazy theory talking. Ay, I'm probably gotta start all over again. Since I'm doing it on Twitch now. I mean on YouTube, not on Twitch. Ay, and that's the thing, I don't even know where should I start again. Because I didn't even realize it stopped. So I don't even know like what part got cut out. Or maybe the whole thing like listened. Because I was talking about like Reed Miller. Because I saw something with the Notch gang. Which I believe the little girl is there with those moles. And then she's related to these people. And then these people is part of the Notch gang. And the Notch gang is related to the Reed Millers. And then I was talking about the treasures. And then I was talking about there's a lore video that I saw from Ashikai that she goes into Reed Miller and the Third Descender and all that stuff. And then I came over here because I was going to talk about this. So, I mean, fuck it. I mean, I just start from here. I basically just gave a summary of what I was talking about anyway, so. Hopefully that's in the Twitch VOD. Because even though the whole thing messed up, you know, some parts did record, so I'll just post that. And hopefully, again, this stuff I was talking about before, in terms of the Reed Miller stuff, uh, you know, will be there. But anyways, so this thing is supposed to be almost like a sample type thing, which I didn't know what the hell it meant. Uh, and then, of course, she explained later on in the video. But basically, this is supposed to kinda ish work like the Irminsul thing, or maybe no. This is no. This is something else. Yeah, not I remember. I should just do the damn quest. You know what? Yeah. Well, actually, let me just talk about this stuff before. I this God, oh my God, because that's the thing that now, bro, I was so frustrated doing this whole Twitch pod. I'm not remembering stuff, but I know this is supposed to be something. I think it's still like sample related. No, not sample from Star Rail. Sample is basically like a machine to like do something. And I believe one of the things was something almost like Irminsul, but of course to do other stuff with it. Um, because I know it's something with twins, um, not the Descenders, like twin scions basically, and one of them, I don't know the names. I think it both starts with an A though. Again, I really should do the quest, but let me say this first and then I'll do the quest. Because I want to try to talk about the Reed Miller thing also. But, yeah, they basically were trying to, um, like bring, like, forth, like, the perfect child. And then the perfect child did come, but it didn't come from the scions. Because the person that became born was half Scion and half Shesnayan. Oh, talking about Shesnayan. That's another thing. I wonder if that recorded also. Because there's a man here I want to talk about. Because he talks about Shesnaya, which I'll get to that like later. Because I'll probably finish my whole thought process, which I originally started on Twitch, but I don't even know if that shit recorded or it ended way earlier. Anyways, yeah, this is annoying. Yeah, so if anyone sees this and you guys are confused, I was just talking about theories on Twitch. Because usually I do my main accounts on Twitch. New accounts I would do on YouTube, but that that might be different from now on, honestly. I might have to do everything on YouTube. Because Twitch was messing up now, but the last time I streamed on Twitch doing Zelda Zone, that one messed up 2 times. And then when I was doing the live stream for Star Rail, doing the new quest, that's another thing. Well, no, that one definitely got recorded because that was pretty early. But yeah, I was talking about the the new quest and Cyrene talking to a Stellaron and whatnot. Because I was also talking about Nova Impact's video, and at first I thought he was wrong, even though I agreed with like mostly everything. And the Cyrene talking to a Stellaron kind of intrigued me, but I thought he was wrong in the sense of like the Stellaron probably being almost like the Iron Tunes like consciousness because it was like in the demiurge. Again, I'm not gonna get into the whole entire thing again because I'm just gonna go like in circles. But I was basically talking about that, and then I came out and thought and remembered also that Cyrene is a child of remembrance because she was in the same picture when Evernight and March was talking about that stuff. and it showed March being a child of remembrance, and all the other girls inside like those mirror crystals, and Cyrene was in one of them. So then I also came out and said that if March has an Ignomata side, and they're technically as one, and then within the whole like lore and theory communities, everyone, including myself, I agree that Foley and Mythos is basically almost as one, Remembrance and Ignomata. So would it be so far-fetched to say Cyrene has an Ignomata side? And then that after I said that, I thought, what you call it? Cyrene's Ignomata side was the Stellaron she was talking to. But again, I went into more detail about that, you know, in the other one. I'll upload that part of the VOD tomorrow. I wanted to have like a nice chill, just talking about stuff. Because I even also talked about Xandar's fragments. Because I saw a video, I saw multiple videos of the new Recluse relic set, and the lore behind it was like so phenomenal. Well, that's what it made it sound like in the videos that I saw. Like there was gonna be like a step closer to Polka's identity, and that's just severely disappointed. It basically just said the same thing that she does to everyone else. She just kills the people. But it did say that she killed Xandar's physical body because his, quote unquote fragments was already out in the cosmos. So, but yeah, that's basically kind of like a whole summary of what I was blabbing about on Twitch. Well, and also besides, getting mad because the whole VOD crap was like, ugh, I'm just, yeah, just trying to calm down. But yeah, basically, this whole thing, and to put it in a nice bow tie, of what I was trying to explain was the twins were using something like this to create like the perfect being type thing, which they did, but it was again not perfect to them or perfect to one of them. Again, something like that. Um, because the boy who was born was half Scion, half Cesnian, and then they kept on trying for like the actual like quote unquote perfect one for them, and then some stuff happened. Honestly, I generally don't remember right now because I just don't remember, and I'm also just like goddamn frustrated. So that's not even helping with like my memory right now either. But I'm just gonna do this quest right now also. So, but yeah, basically in the video, Ashakai, which honestly I'm kind of in agreement also, cause that's the thing with the people that I watch when they talk about lore. They're like very very good, and they back everything up with like facts like within the game, not just stuff of like what they think about. So that's why I'm like very convinced that I think she's right. Um, but yeah, she basically came out and said that the boy that was born of half Scion and um half Scion and half oh my god, what did I just Cesnian is actually Reed Miller. And Reed Miller that's how he was also to basically steal all these treasures and hide it like within like like beyond like a moon's gaze or something like I know something like that. Um, and then these treasured one, and then this is a picture of that whale quest, and it's doing this thing. Hold on, bro, is it doing the same thing? Bro, what is happening? Oh no. Okay, never mind. Oh, dude, oh my god, dude, I was about to get like so annoyed and stressed out for no reason. It's still recording. Okay. Shoot, because it like stopped for a second, and I just saw it buffering. Man, but yeah, then this was also part of I don't know which one. I know it was no, it was this one, the mask, because I remember at the ending when you talk to that other guy, um, he thought the mask was just worthless because he went to go pick up the new shiny thing that he saw, which was a cup, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And then the bard, the one all the way on the right, he picked up the mask because he knew it was the real Reed Miller treasure. Dude, talking about the bard. Oh, you know what? Let's hold on. Let's do that right now. Yeah, let's do that right now, and then I'll come back to that. Um, what I was saying? Oh yeah, let me just say this real quick. Cause I was talking about the lanterns and those abyss pillar thingies where the wild hunt comes out. Those, in order to interact with them, you need flints. I'm just gonna keep it short and simple. Yeah, you need flints. Then the bounties in the flagship. One is here, which is the robot. I think I'm not sure because I actually was walking around here, and then I stopped, and then I came over here, and then that's when my whole Twitch thing was messing up. But I believe this the because I'm pretty sure the third target is the Sumeru girl, and she's right here. And then the third Reed Miller treasure is here, or to start the quest. Because I was walking this way because I saw something shiny. Because there's actually an Imazuma girl that she's here and she talks about the samurai. And after you talk about her, um, well, after you talk with her about the samurai, she gives you three blue talents that's not cry related. I don't remember which ones it is. And then yeah, and then that's when I saw something shiny. And then I dropped down and realized it was rocks. And then I was walking to break the rocks and I heard them talk. And they mentioned the name of the treasure. Yeah, and then when I was walking I saw the Sumeru girl standing right there. So I also will be doing actually you know what, just in case. Let me yeah. In case I forget. But yeah, this one is the Reed Miller treasure. You gotta go underground and then you come back up also. Actually, the underground is this way. Yeah. Why? Oh yeah, cause you go down the ship here and then okay, yeah, that's what it is. I got stuck on stupid for a second. But yeah, this is one. Then you go here and you talk to the guy, and then he tells you the story about what happened between them, the girl, and the old man in the photo. Because the old man in the photo is the father of the daughter. And the guy wanted to kill the old man so he could be with his daughter and then try to steal the treasure. But yeah, and then, oh, actually, let me see. I want to see if the girl is still here also. Because, no, she's not. Hmm. Yeah, because after you complete the quest here, the bard, he tells you that the guy ran away. Um, I don't know if he said it in a direction. I think he literally just said ran away. And then, he was telling some stories about Reed Miller, the Cryo Archon. Um, and he actually mentioned Adeptus. Um, the one that you what's his name? Um, you actually fight him in the chasm in the second part when Shao is well, that's like the very ending of the quest when they're trying to leave on that like floating like thing, and Shao is like in the middle, and he sends everybody away, and then he tries to like break the thing, and then that's when Zhang Li saves him. In that same quest, you fight the other Adeptus. It starts with a B, and I know he's electric. But anyway, the bard talks about him after you finish the mission also. And then I came over here, and the girl, cause she's in all pink, and she stands here. And then when you talk to her, she says the man was supposed to go to Nasha Town, meet with somebody, and then come to the meeting spot, because this was the meeting spot over here. So I went to Nasha Town and I didn't see anybody. Because I talked to literally every single NPC. And I was looking for that guy and I didn't see him. So I wonder if, that's just that. Or maybe, I don't know, like in between, maybe you see like a dead body or who, like, I don't know, a letter or something. But yeah. Yeah, yeah, but she's not here though. So I wonder if she went back to the campsite. Cause I know what you call it. Cause I did that mission like 2 or 3 days ago, and I went to the campsite yesterday. Cause that's when I was doing some of the towns for people. Cause I got Llama and Aino. But yeah, the guy wasn't here. Shit, he's still not here. And the girl's not here either. Damn, I wanted, because that's the thing. I was listening to his stories, but then I just stopped because I was like tired also, and I was trying to finish getting the last 10 that I needed, or that I was gonna do, because if I didn't get Llama in that 10, I was honestly just gonna give up. I wasn't gonna keep going. But anyways, yeah. Uh, so that's why I stopped the story. Cause dude, he told me like six stories, and I still had the ability to keep on like talking with him, but then I just stopped. Yeah, I'm regretting it now. Because one of them was Reed Miller, um, stealing a treasure, and getting caught, and then him basically like working the debt, which, funny enough, oh, now that
Someone
I
told
just
you the
realized,
Masters of the Night Wind is a tribe of
uh,
heroes? Hmm. Who
I
else is
wonder
there? I
if
thought
that's
I
how
was the only one.
Ashikai, I think that's how you say his name. If that's how she knew about that Reed Miller thing, the guy telling the story, or maybe it was a book. Oh, who knows? Maybe it could be both. Cause that Yaksha guy, I'm pretty sure was in a book. Cause that specific story about the Yakshas, it was what you call it? It wasn't something that we heard or saw in the story. So maybe it could have been from like another book, or maybe he just told something new. Oh my god, dude, though, I'm regretting that, man. I did not. I thought he was just gonna be there. Damn, bro, did they really just disappear like forever, or no? Those are just treasure hoarders, regular treasure hoarders, not a part of the group. Ay, 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 dude. What the hell, man? Oh, that's the thing. I wonder if they're in Nasha Town now. I'm kind of tempted to look around. Yeah, let me go look around real quick. I probably won't even be here. Honestly, just wasting time. But, oh, before I even, dude, because I was talking about the bounty targets. That one is here. I believe this, the third target is a Sumeru girl. So if it is, that's the third one. And then the other one, so-called, is in the Nothing Passage, but he's not here at all. And he's not even this way. He's not this way. He's all the way down here. Like in between the opening of here to like the middle, like the first crack, like right here. That's where the samurai is. So, yeah, I went crazy. Because I was like going crazy looking for him. And he was literally nothing in the passage. He was like completely down here. So stupid. But yeah, if anyone gets stuck on the samurai, that's exactly where he is. Down here. Not up here. So they just freaking lied to us. but but yeah, basically kind of just sum up like everything she talked about in that video about Reed Miller, that supposedly he's actually the quote unquote perfect child but born from the wrong parents because he's not full scion, that he's the perfect child of what the twins or one of the twins tried to make in the Scion Island. Hold on, I'm going backwards. Why am I going up? In this island, using that like pillar thingy, which the pillar is supposed to be like a sample machine. Um, Again, I don't know exactly what everything it does, but I do know part of it is also supposed to act like another Irminsul type thing, which well, I'll get to that after. Because now I have a theory of why the regular Irminsul was built also. Um, but yeah, so that's basically what they were trying to do. And then he was born, and then That's why he like his symbol, like the treasure hoarders, is like the crow with the what you call it, with like the half crescent moon thing, because it basically represents the two like beings of like what he is and whatnot. And then oh, I forgot about the treasure. I know the treasure of something. That the treasure is supposed to be something with like that old that he stole from the old man. Oh, bro, I gotta watch the video again. Uh, dude, dude, this gotta sound like insane to people. Like if no one ever watched me before, and they'd be like, "What is this guy on about?" But yeah, dude, if everything on Twitch worked, bro, all this stuff would have made sense. Now I'm like all discombobulated, bro. Like my mind is like everywhere. I'm like all over the place, man. But yeah. Oh yeah. Talk about the treasures, cause there's three. We know there's five in total, cause the guy at the campfire he said that there's five, but there's three in the main island, and then two all the way up north, which is the same place. Like when you first talk to Flint's here to unlock this. Well, okay. Yeah, to unlock the thing that you give the sigils to. He mentions that place because there's a place up north. I forgot the name of it. I think it starts with a P. The up north is the last two pieces of the five treasures. And then the treasures all together are supposed to do something again. I don't remember. But basically, my whole thing of mentioning all this stuff and me mentioning the girl's video, which highly recommend because again, explains everything perfectly, and she uses actual proof in the game to back up what she says. And me, I'm like drawing blanks right now because I'm like tired and honestly, I'm just more frustrated, so I can't even think clearly. Um, but anyways, yeah, I basically the main things I wanted to even talk about was because when she was talking about that, she also mentioned that Reed Miller and the Third Descender are um like they're like close. Um oh, talking about Third Descender real quick. I know I said this multiple times on Twitch, which is on the VODs now on YouTube, but I was right because I said it in July. I said it during my um when the Finon banner came out and in that quest when you actually saw Castellana being Castellana and when he punched that nook in the face and then he made that little tiny cut. By the way, uh Finon is gonna become an Eon on that note. But yeah, back to my Genshin stuff because I'm just gonna go on a whole different path talking about Star Rail, and I'll do that another day because I want to stream Star Rail. So that will most likely be, I don't know, maybe not tomorrow because I don't know, it depends. Maybe I will do it tomorrow. We gotta see. I'll see because honestly I want to do Wuthering Waves tomorrow, but like I said, we'll see. But anyways, um, yeah. So the Third Descender, I was right in July about him and the Sarista falling in love. That's why the Sarista wanted the Gnosis to recreate him. Now, this is where everything is kind of like theory. stuff. I mean, she does like say some stuff. But honestly, I'm kind of probably gonna like lean a little against that because I've also have another theory about the third descender. But I think I'm actually gonna be wrong about that. But I'm just gonna stick with it to the end because that's how I always am. I mean, I stick with it all the way to the end when I said March is Polka Kakamon, so I don't back down, you know. It could be heavily implied that that's nowhere near accurate. And I'm just like, yeah, of course, man. It's true. Watch. Well, it's funny because when I actually streamed the new quest, there was stuff that was like, oh no, I'm so wrong about this. And then there was like little tiny stuff, especially the parts when the girls from the Garden of Recollection was like terrified of to mentioning like March's like Evernight form. So I thought like in that instance they were also scared because they know how Polka Kakamon, you know like how she gets down because she's insane. She be killing everybody. Like now that I think about it, I don't even think there's been one normal death in the Genius Society. Like if someone died in the Genius Society, I think it's because she killed them. Now that I'm thinking about it. Anyways, just back on topic because I'm about to go down that same rabbit hole I did on Twitch, which again that part did save, so I will put that VOD up if anyone's interested. And besides, I'm probably gonna go down that rabbit hole anyway when I do the Star Roll live stream. Because honestly, I'm probably just gonna do my main account just to yap also and try to pull Forever March. And then maybe after that, maybe I'll do another live stream of my second account because I really gotta you know boost those accounts up. Oh, talking about second accounts real quick. On Zenless Zone, I managed to get Seed. Thank God. So I'm gonna try to get Orphe also because I didn't get Trigger, sadly. I really wanted her because I wanted to complete that team. Like that was gonna be like one of my teams right there, especially like in Endgame, especially in the next update. I believe one of the new ones you're gonna need four teams. So you know, I really need to start trying to build stuff like properly. But whatever. I'll get to it when I get to it. But anyways, yeah. I just wanted to say I got Seed on my second account. And yeah, so back to this. Um she came out and she said that the okay, this is gonna sound a little bit confusing, but it's cause I'm like also because I think this is also related to the whole like five treasure things and that sample thing that the scions were trying to do. But this is like all like related together, so it shouldn't be like too confusing. But supposedly Reed Miller and the third descender was close, and the third descender, um, his like hero name was called Ajax, not Child Ajax, just like regular Ajax. I hope I'm explaining this correctly, so it don't be confusing. Because usually when people hear Ajax, they think of Child. Bearer of Ajax is the third descender. That's what Ashika believes. And I honestly kind of believe that too. So Ajax is basic. It's like it's almost like the Natlan names, like it like passes down from like bearer to bearer. So Ajax would basically almost be similar to that. Like is something that passes down to bearer to bearer. Um, and then damn, where was I even going with this? Because they were friends, and then oh, what was it? Something happened. Oh damn, honestly, I don't even remember what the hell I was going with this. Oh my god, Jesus Christ, dude. Oh yeah, yeah. Damn. But yeah, basically, like literally all this stuff is like connects with each other because Reed Miller is like half Scion, half Cesnian. Um, the third Descender obviously in love with the Sarista, which again I called it in July. Um, and the second part of my theory, which I might be wrong about that, but I'm just gonna stick with it to the very end until I'm told I'm wrong by the game, is I also was saying he was the Cryo Archon. That he was the third Descender and the Cryo Archon. The first Cryo Archon, obviously. But realistically, like especially when Ashika was like explaining stuff, I think the first Cryo Archon will probably be either the father of the Sarista or the the grandfather. Well, okay, but now that I mention that, here's one thing. If that is the case of that being true, right? Then why in the book of hymns of the far north would it say that the Sarista's father wants to use the Descender to go to Celestia? Because if he is the Cryo Archon, then he should have the access to go to Celestia. So, eh, now that I think about it, I might be still right. The third Descender might actually still be the third Cryo. I mean, the first Cryo Archon. Anyways, because I also had a theory about how the cryo element, like who has the authority, which I think is the Abyss. And that one, that's another one. I'm gonna stick with that to the end. Like I'm gonna be delusional about that because honestly, I do think I'm right about that. I think the Abyss has the authority of cryo. I don't think it's Celestia because I think Celestia is only what shades can control because the primordial one just controls the like shades and the other stuff. He doesn't have authority of the elements. It would be the shades that have authority of the elements. And in order for the shades to have authority of the elements, it's because they either are of the elements or they're from Tibet. Which actually, now I think about it, could literally be both cases. They are Tibet and they have the authority. Yeah, because I go into a whole bunch of theories. Like even I think all descenders are like of the lineage of the rulers of Tibet or the ones that created Tibet and created everything, like even the dragons. Because the way I think it is, bro, you see how I always do this. I start with one thing and I be sidetracked into a whole bunch of other crap. But yeah, that's kind of my whole thing. That's like my whole I guess you could say stick or whatever. I'm just like a lore person or like a theory person. You know, I just talk about games. And of course I play also, but I'm not like a freaking like, like those crazy people who be like 1 HP, like Beto, 1 HP Beto be fighting, the Pyro's dragon and like I don't do all that crazy stuff. Bro, my builds are like what I just call usable builds. Honestly, they're not even really good. But anyway, that's besides the point. Uh, Let me just say this real quick and then get back to the original thing I was trying to mention in the first place. But just real quick, I think that all descenders, um, and I also believe there's a thing called ascenders. So you have descenders and ascenders, and both of them are of native, like like ancient Tibet. Like when I'm talking about ancient, I'm talking about like even before New Belong, like first like literal creations of Tibet. That's what I think, and I think it's whatever variant because I don't know the name, but I think it's supposed to be the variant of Otto. Which, if you don't know, Otto is a person in Haka Impact Third that he goes like berserk crazy because his Kiana died, and then he reaches the imaginary tree and creates like a whole bunch of other stuff, and then he does a whole bunch of other stuff also. So, like that variant in terms of Genshin, whatever his name would be. So that's why I usually just say the auto variant. So the auto variant and Paimon, I believe, those are the two original like people that created everything, you know, again, like including the dragons. And then I have this another theory, which basically all this stuff like kind of ties in together. That Otto and Paimon were the first two. Then they created um the dragons. They created the other stuff. And then I believe, which this is crazy, but again, what is the whole point of theorizing if you don't have some crazy to you, right? But yeah, so I believe Shangli, Nubalong, and the first descendant, the primordial one, I believe they're all brothers. And then there was a war between all of them, and Paimon fell, or like, I guess you could say died. And then she went into the abyss, or I guess like into the well, yeah, it would basically still be technically the abyss, because the void would be the abyss anyway. But basically falls into a void, then creates the abyss that we see now. Um, and then I believe Alice uh followed Paimon. Um, yeah, and then the first Descender, he also lost in the war, but then they threw him out of Tibet. So then when he came back, he no longer had ties because they changed everything around, like the dragons and whatnot. So he technically didn't have authority, even though he was of that same lineage. I hope this kind of makes sense, because I'm gonna try to explain why I think all why that is also. But so far, again, I hope I'm not confusing people so far. But yeah, so they beat him and then he left, or he was forced to leave, and then he came back, and when he came back, again everything changed and it was fixed around New Belong. So now he was like the the authority, and whatnot. And then um because since they're still of the same lineage, so they will have like the same powers, and then eventually he can adapt to the new world. So he was able to beat New Belong, and then New Belong left, and then he did the same thing, but he went to the abyss. And during that time, what I believe, it's just, you know, of course, just a theory. So, but I believe Alice helped him, and then I think that's why Alice is the sustainer of Tibet, like Tibet's borders. That's basically almost like her punishment. Like she's given like somewhat authority, but then it's under Celestia's eyes, so they could be watching her. Because if she goes back into the abyss, then they don't know what she could do. Because she helped New Belong. Again, that's just what I think. That she helped New Belong. But yeah, so then New Belong, he came back again. He has the same lineage. Now he has new powers, and then he could also adapt to the the quote unquote new world, which was the primordial ones like ruling. And then they fought, and then obviously he lost. But and then the third descender, that's the same thing. Um, he took the power from the abyss again because I think the moon power is like abyss related. I'll get to that after. But and then he lost, and then the traveler that we see now, I believe is the same thing. But with them is a little bit different because they're both related. Well, okay. Yeah, that kind of sounded confusing because all the other ones I think are related. But they're twins. That's basically a better way to put it. They're twins. So, of course, obviously twins are related. Again, I hope I'm trying to, you know, I'm trying to explain this like correctly. But now, like, after all that anger went away from the stupid Twitch thing, now I'm getting tired. So I can't even think straight from that now. But anyways, so we know that Ether and Lu Ming represent sun and moon. So it's Descender and what I think is Ascender. So Descenders are all the moons. I mean, Descenders are all the suns. And Ascenders are all the moons. Again, this is just what I think. But yeah, so we know when Ether comes to Tibet that he loses like all his power and stuff like that. And then he goes through his whole journey stuff, and then he's able to use the powers of like the new order, like you could say, like quote unquote like new order, even though they are of like original like Tibet like Croatian like bloodline basically. Again, I hope I'm like making sense of what I'm saying. But yeah, and then at the very end, he that's when he's gonna gain his like regular like like his holy power, or like light realm power, you could say. Um, which is what we saw when they were fighting Asmodee. Which now that I mentioned Asmodee, I actually have a theory about her, and that ties into that man and Nasha Town. That sounds crazy, but he might be onto something. Um, but yeah, yeah. So that's the. Can I farm for Aino? Yeah, sure. Yeah. Alright, I'm just gonna just let him do whatever. Actually, let me just leave it there just in case if they gotta talk. Oh my god. Oh, I can't even. Like the thing is, I don't want. I'll just walk. Oh, actually, while I'm talking, let me go see if I can look for that stupid person. Oh, I can't even talk. That doesn't matter. I'll mark it. Um. So, what the hell was I even? What was I getting at? Ugh, dude. Jeez. Dude, I apologize if this be annoying people, man. This annoys me. But I'm like so out of it right now. But so the all the sons